Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm high, and I think maybe you are too. It just took Neal 3 times to actually press the play button on his phone to start this podcast.
Yeah, I missed.
He's Neal.
I'm Neal.
That's a really Neal thing to do, and I say that with love. Like, I couldn't hold more love in my body for anyone else in my life. So if it wasn't clear, we're in a relationship, but we don't get gross like that ever, I promise. Like, most of the time you won't even think we like each other.
Whoa.
We watch reality television. I'm Canadian.
I'm objective.
You are. I'm a teacher, but it doesn't define me, but it does tell you a lot about my background. I'm a primary teacher, like an elementary teacher. Like, you just automatically got a lot of preconceived notions about me just from that idea. Here's the thing. My life is very stressful. I got a lot of stuff going on. So when I get home from work, I take a gummy. Neal doesn't. Then we sit down, we eat delicious food, and we watch wonderful, wonderful reality television.
Speaking of food, we just had our third meal from our second box of HelloFresh.
Which is not our sponsor, so I don't know why you're talking
I
like
was just being like...
I know you're being funny.
Okay.
We live in a rural area, so the delivery fee is really high, which I can say because they don't sponsor us, so I can be negative about it. I can give the pros and cons. If I didn't have to pay that, though, I think the cost would be better than groceries.
Well, did you see in the U.S., I don't know if it's 100% confirmed, but a bunch of articles came out yesterday that Costco has now overtaken Walmart as the cheapest groceries in the United States.
But see, that's not feasible. Your average person can't go to Costco. There aren't enough of them around. A.
Right.
B. Many of them can't afford the $60 membership fee.
Right.
C. Only middle-class people can afford to buy in bulk.
Just get
middle
the hot
class and
dogs.
above. Listen, I love a Costco hot dog. I don't like their pizza.
People say the pizza is a 6, but the price is a 10. So.
Okay, but we're upper middle class, so we can afford the good. We'll go to Domino's.
Well, the last time we had Domino's, I hated it, and it was on my birthday.
Oh, I wasn't eating.
I know, you were so sick.
I didn't eat for 2 weeks.
That was sad.
I couldn't get soup in my body.
You ate 3 bites of Sarku, and then couldn't eat it anymore, and you were sick, so no one else could eat it.
Because I should have put it on a plate.
That's not the true experience, then.
It's my biggest regret.
Yeah. But what are we talking about?
I'm sorry for talking about groceries, guys, because I know you probably come here to get away from reality the way we watch reality television to get away from reality. But we are very topical. There's no one in the world who knows more about politics than the combined brains of Neal and my father. So, am I marrying my father? And do I need to talk to a therapist?
Whoa. So I was perusing my Reddit homepage.
This isn't even about something we're watching. We do, of course, have reality television paused in the background. But I got big feelings about something.
So, not last season. Was it the season before?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's been, yeah. So 2 seasons ago on The Amazing Race.
Right? It wasn't last season. Well, last season was Big Brother.
Right. Either 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago, there were a married couple, Jonathan and Anna. They finished 3rd place in the season. They had won 75% of the legs.
They did so well.
And they just, well, I say they did, but I feel like it's more one-sided. Filed an $8 million defamation lawsuit against Paramount and the production company behind The Amazing Race.
For portraying him as an abusive partner.
Yes.
I just simplified it down. You could explain it better.
So he went into the lawsuit claims that throughout the, how many days? 3 week shoot for 3 or 4.
21 days.
Yeah.
Call it a month.
A month-long shoot that he was under so much stress and had many episodes, and
no one in production stepped in to do anything about it. They assured him that everything was fine, everything was normal, which to him would imply, well, we're not going to show this. This is you at your lowest. Like, you're not going to look like
that's
this.
not defamation.
Because that's just who you are. It's just on camera. Listen. What do I say?
What do you say?
The Amazing Race either brings out the best in people connect with their parents and their loved ones like never before. They're put through, of course they feel the stress, but they turn that stress into a positive. And then there are people who The Amazing Race brings out the worst in them. I think we were seeing the worst of Jonathan.
Yes.
But that's still not...
So that whole thing, that's not defamation, okay?
Okay. I really think I could win him the case, though, but I don't remember why.
Defamation is misrepresenting somebody on purpose.
But aren't you? Can't you edit? Yes, I understand that they are all his actions, but they are showing them to us.
This is the point that I was going to make.
Okay.
There is no way that in their contract, there is not a clause that says, by signing this contract, you agree to allow for the complete editorial rights of said production company
freedom
to portray you, and you have no legal recourse.
And anything you say and do on camera can be used.
And this is they probably have a fictionalized clause too that says these portrayals may not be accurate representations. So there is. How is it that we're in season 38 or whatever, and they've never been sued for defamation before? Because every other season there's someone that acts like him.
An asshole, fully, yes.
Because they know there's no freaking way you're gonna win. You're going against Paramount, who's buying Warner Brothers for $100 billion.
So why are you doing this? To get a bit of money? To try and clear your name? Like, you honestly have so much pride that you at least want to try?
So the crux of the claim, which defamation, is that they maliciously manipulated the footage to make him look like an intentional, emotional, abusive husband.
I don't know how I feel about the word intentional. Which has to be a huge part of the case, because intent has to matter,
yes,
right?
It's you knowingly...
They made him the villain of the season.
Yes.
Did they know that they did that? Or was he on edge, experiencing the most stress of his life, so in order for him to be shown on the show, he was going to be seen as an asshole? We only have so much footage of you. If you're an asshole in 90% of it, guess what? You're just an asshole.
Well, yeah,
what are we supposed to do?
This is
Cut
okay.
you out of the show?
So this gets to trial. Paramount's going to play unedited clips of him having a meltdown
that
and
look
say,
even worse than what they showed.
"We didn't.
You
did this. Yeah, we didn't do anything. This is you yelling at your wife."
This is you yelling at your wife and win you the case. I just got heart goosebumps.
Right. So that's his claim also.
Here's how I win for him, though. I'm also sure that as you sign on to be what I assume is a contract employee, maybe even lower, maybe contestants are an even lower level than even a contract employee. Guys, get yourself an employee.
Just get a lawyer.
Well, yes, that. There is a duty of protection. These people, yes, they're adults. Yes, they have free will. They are in your care.
Oh,
You have a duty. If he's having a mental breakdown in front of you, you don't use it for television.
Okay, well, my counter to that is, there's no way they don't have
psychiatrists
on call at all times for the contestants. There's no way they don't.
But we don't know what's said in those rooms. Are the psychiatrists trying to coax them into staying because they work for the company?
CBS is going to say, in 37 seasons, has anyone ever left the show voluntarily? And if
Probably, like,
well,
from injury or something.
well, why didn't they make him stay?
Because they were injured.
Okay.
He was mentally injured.
Right. So CBS
They
is
should
going to
have let
say,
him quit.
here's XYZ, all these couples that were that voluntarily left the show. We didn't force them to stay. So why would we?
But his argument is they did force him to stay. So if he has proof of that, then does he have a leg? Are there conversations on camera?
But that's not defamation.
That's
not
and
the
if that's
claim.
what you're suing for,
So
then it's either yes or no based on the definition.
He makes
that.
another claim, which I think is, again,
Bogus.
Not bogus, but it completely goes against him winning the case because no one else has sued them for defamation.
He's just not suing for the right thing. He could maybe sue for like emotional trauma and get like $50,000.
Well, like the conditions that you could like the Love Is Blind.
What led me to that? What led me to feeling that way and acting that way?
Look at the Love Is Blind lawsuits.
They don't eat. They don't sleep.
Right.
But you signed up for it.
Right.
But I think they got like, whoever sued for that got like $8,000 each. But I'm glad they got something to prove. Like, listen, I wasn't paid proportionately for the fact I was working 16-hour days.
Right. So, okay, the other issue is that
they sue for that. You didn't pay me enough.
That'd probably be a better shot than this.
Defamation. Okay.
Because in the claim, he brings up that he's a private citizen.
Yes.
And so the standard for defamation is a lot lower to prove if you're a private person.
Right. Because you're like allowed to talk about celebrities.
Yes, but
public figures.
How can you say that when you go
on reality television?
And then, like, literally the next few sentences in your claim is that this was seen by 35 million people weekly.
And there's definitely also something in the contract about acknowledging that it will be viewed.
Yes.
And you can't control who will view it and where and distribution. And
so
you knew.
So this is what CBS is going to do. They're going to say, okay, here are viewership numbers. After the show aired or during the show aired, did you do any brand deals? Did you do any advertisements?
If you succeeded at all from this, you're not.
If you profited off the show, you are not a private individual anymore.
And that's just facts. That's objective. Yes. So not, wow.
If you're recognized, that completely throws that out of the window. So then it's so much harder to prove.
So if he went to like one reality show meet and greet,
I think that throws the private citizen out of. If you make any money outside of the show,
because of the show,
you're not a private citizen anymore. You're an influencer, reality star, whatever.
Because you agreed to be on national television.
Yes, I feel bad if he had
then doesn't this lead to another conversation of maybe there should be better checks and balances? I mean, people, we're not going to get into it, but we could talk the challenge and people who have been done wrong financially or emotionally or psychologically by the challenge. And there are people who have been successful at suing.
But like, again, by production or what? In what terms?
I'm talking like MTV has a duty to protect me, and they didn't, and so I am owed. So
if MTV allows someone to get so drunk that then they stab you because they're clearly so intoxicated they can't, like, then yes, that's MTV's fault. A bartender knowingly serving someone so drunk that then they cause a car accident and kill somebody. The bartender and the bar would be on the hook for that. But if it's just, I had 2 drinks and then I punched you in the face and broke your jaw, that's not MTV's fault. You'd sue the person.
Who punched you in the jaw?
Yes, that's a civil.
If CT headbutts me, I want MTV money. That security wasn't there to step in time.
You have to give...
In 2026?
Maybe it's different now, but...
You're not going to let me get headbutted in 2026.
If we're just walking together having a friendly competition and then I sucker punch you, is that MTV's fault? Why wasn't security there to stop it?
No.
Well, okay, so then you can't put them on the hook for everything.
But that's how lawsuits work. You get a lawyer who's good enough to argue it.
Okay, well then, yes, you'd have to dig in their past and see this was a violent individual who, if you say the wrong word, so you could try for that. I don't think you'd be successful. You'd have to have a civil lawsuit against the person that punched you in front of Judge Judy, asking for $5,000 to cover your jaw surgery.
Probably $500,000 per surgery in America.
Ask the Paul brother.
You legitimately don't know
I
which
can't
is
say,
which.
I can't say a name.
Neal gets it wrong approximately 100% of the time, which is crazy because if you know you're incorrect 100% of the time and it's a 50-50.
They're not even twins.
Then, then all you have to do is switch what you think. Like whatever you first think, you're wrong, so switch it. Like you came downstairs and you're like, Jake Paul's gonna be in the elimination chamber. And I'm like, damn, I know wrestling's not real, but like with a broken jaw. And you're like, ooh, whichever brother. And you'd be like, Logan Paul is doing this boxing thing. Wait, he does. No, Jake Paul.
Going back to the lawsuit, they brought up that, he was undiagnosed autistic.
Yes.
Learned this after the show. But again, I don't see how that comes.
Like I have OCD, and I think anxiety. I think a show like The Amazing Race would perpetuate my anxiety so badly. But I still think there's enough of me who's like competitive and wants to learn about the world and like wants to have cool experiences that I would be able to do it. Maybe some people just really shouldn't do it.
Here's what it comes down to.
But isn't it his responsibility to know that this would probably be too much pressure for him? He is an adult.
There has to be personal ownership.
Excellent.
He was straight up mean to his wife every episode.
And I feel like we haven't circled back to that enough. We've been arguing back and forth, and like I would just like to say that I think you won your case. And it's hard for
Paramount's going to win.
It's hard for me to say
unless
that.
they just go with the here's $10,000 to go away. Which, again, then you can probably just write it off. Like, I don't know. Doesn't settling look like an admittance? You'd sign an NDA and never speak about it again.
Okay, let's just do that.
So
this is wasting everybody's time.
That's most likely the dude got $8,000 from Netflix and an NDA where so she can never speak about it for the next 15 years.
But I mean, she showed us the check, so she's obviously speaking about it.
Then maybe she had to hand that check right back.
You do know the ins and outs of it. Yes, I would like to go back to the fact that I don't know their relationship. I don't know their situation. I don't know if they're still together. When the show was first airing, she defended him, right?
Right.
Anna, I believe.
Yes.
How he treats her isn't right. Period. I don't care what kind of editing they did. I don't care how he thinks they portrayed him. Yeah, he was mean to her. And it was uncomfortable to watch. And you know what? Maybe she should be suing because someone should have stepped in from production while she was being verbally abused. How about that?
I mean, that's tough because...
Isn't that a stronger case than what he's doing? You watched him berate me.
But does that ride...
But he has to put his hands on me for someone to step in
Obviously,
and do the right
they're
thing?
going to protect her, but...
How? I didn't see it. They went to bed in a hotel room all night. He could have screamed at her all night long. Or they could have been lovely and cuddly in bed. And she could really be like, hey guys, like, he gets stressed under pressure. I can handle it. That's our relationship.
So then say that. Don't then sue. Again, the footage we saw,
it's not good.
Every challenge that she did not do well in, he berated her afterwards for the rest of the episode. I'm sure there was editing.
You know what? Maybe when you said, we found out he was autistic. I have a special education degree. I'm not diagnosing. I'm not allowed to diagnose. I can only do level B assessments, which autism assessments are obviously not level B assessments. To fixate on something and not be able to let it go is a very autistic trait. So the idea that he would get it in his head that, like, if he had done it, it would have gone differently, and he would just hammer that home. It's the way I take a gummy and I have to compulsively have to explain something to you 4 different ways. And you're like, LOL, you're over explaining. Like, I need to get that 4th explanation out.
Right.
So, like, to him, that compulsion, that impulse that you, like, have to talk about it because it's literally blowing up your brain right now. I understand that feeling. But again, back to ownership, it's my responsibility to, like, not let that impact other areas of my life. Like, I have a job and I have relationships and I have friends and family. And if I acted that way around all of them, I wouldn't have any of that.
So I think it comes down to a few things. CBS saying, here we provide counselors at a moment's notice. You know,
they're going to prove
they're going to say, job. This is how we take care of our contestants. Here's the contracts they sign. Here's the scenes that he thinks are unedited, blah, blah, blah. He also has to prove damages that he was
lost his job.
Which if he didn't lose his job,
got a divorce, would that count?
Well,
if they're not together?
They're not divorced though. So I don't know. They didn't say in the article about what. Obviously, he got a lot of messages and hate on social media. Is that
enough? Which circles me back around to maybe we need to have more protections in place.
Turn off your social media.
Why should I have to do that? People should be better on the internet. People should get in trouble for not being good on the internet. We still don't have good enough laws around that.
Right. Well, it's hard. That's a whole nother free speech.
Literally. Like, we could go on forever.
Right. And no one knows how to regulate social media at this point. The government still hasn't decided. No one knows
how to self-regulate. People can't regulate themselves. They can't regulate the world.
Right, because you can be an anonymous tough guy when in reality you're not.
Right.
So, do I think this is going to succeed? At most, it's going to be here's a small check and an NDA.
Yeah.
Because they will stomp you in court.
We've been watching Summer House.
But I want to get into this. I want to make this a lawsuit episode. So we need to talk about Dr. Wendy and Eddie.
Again?
I just want to go over their new development.
Okay.
So, news came out yesterday regarding Dr. Wendy and Eddie from Real Housewives of the Potomac. And they had been indicted on like 18 felony counts of basically insurance fraud each.
Same charges, though.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it came out that Wendy has requested the speedy trial.
Because you have a right to a speedy trial in America.
And Eddie has waived his right to a speedy trial. So Wendy's approach is, I'm going to try and catch prosecution off guard to make them go to trial as fast as possible.
Let's just do this.
Which...
don't give you time to gather.
People are misrepresenting this. They think, oh, well, they're just going to drop the charges. I'm like, no, they're still going to go to trial. Like, this isn't...
People work hard. People can do a lot in a week.
You don't bring an indictment against somebody and then investigate it.
Right.
So
they've done their investigating.
They have the case already.
Correct.
They just need to prepare for trial. You're going to go through the discovery phase and find more information from your opponent.
Make it an even more open shut case.
And even though you request a speedy trial, the clock doesn't always run. If you can't make a trial and it has to be delayed and you're the defendant, guess what? The clock stops, bud.
So speedy is still not really speedy.
Especially during COVID. But yes, speedy trials are never speedy. So,
Pretty stupid name for it then.
but it's
In comparison to.
it's guaranteed
Relative.
from the prosecution side that they have to follow this timeline, but you can delay it.
Right.
As
if
the
you're not
defense.
following
Right.
the timeline. Yeah.
The government has to be speedy.
Okay, well then we need to get into my question.
What's your question?
Which is she throwing him under the bus?
Oh,
To
100%.
not want to be tried together
Right.
when you're husband and wife? Like, you can't talk about each other anyway.
She's banking.
It's the same charges.
Right.
Why wouldn't you just go together?
She's banking on we have
Pleading ignorance.
we have way more on Eddie than her. So she's going to get her trial out of the way fast and hope that they don't have a strong enough case against her.
Because everything was in Eddie's name.
Well,
No, a lot of stuff was in Wendy's name, though. Is it super easy to prove that the husband just put the wife's name on stuff?
my thought is he has agreed to take the fall.
Do you think?
I-
So literally, she's gonna go get it out of the way, get the lowest.
I don't
whatever,
even
get some probation.
Let's be real. I don't even think she's going to get to trial. I think she's going
Really?
to plead out. Again,
And what will
did
pleading
she-
out like? What?
she's going to
What
look
would
at
her charge be or her sentence be?
I
No
have-
jail time.
I probably not. No, again, you're going to get probation and you're going to pay a massive freaking fine.
Right. They don't want you in jail.
No.
Then they that costs them money.
Right. They're not.
This is white collar crime.
Yes. And I think but I bet a plea deal hinges on her testifying against Eddie.
Against Eddie.
If that goes to trial.
Here's the thing, you can't build your reputation on having 4 degrees and being Dr. Wendy and then say, I didn't know what my husband was doing.
But look at
Erica?
look at the Karen case.
Okay.
That was a open closed book. What's the
Open shut case.
open shut case? The video proved
You're
every
the lawyer.
yes. That was the easiest case they've probably ever prosecuted in their lives. There was the dash cam, the
I'm
body.
lit.
Yes. And they offered her a plea deal in a slam dunk case.
She wouldn't watch the body cam footage. I would have, like, freaking Clockwork Oranged her eyes open and made her watch the video to be like, do you understand you will go to prison?
No one wants a trial,
No.
especially the prosecutors.
Right.
It takes too long. It costs too much money. They don't want to send people to jail for this garbage.
Right.
Karen
Then the government's paying for you.
Karen obviously screwed up. She had a sweetheart deal presented to her for her 4th DUI and went to jail for a year because she was such an idiot.
So
Wendy's going to
Out
get a
of
plea
touch.
deal. Eddie's going to get a plea deal. They both are going to plead.
here's the thing. It looks really good for Wendy that they have the footage of her being like, I wouldn't know how to pay my mortgage. I don't know how to pay my mortgage. I don't know who my heat bill is with. Like my light bill, I wouldn't know. Like, if you're a wife who genuinely doesn't know that stuff, is it possible that you don't know about the finances? Because here's the thing. I would never want to go down for you if it was all you. If you hid something like that from me, if you were telling me that Happy Eddie was giving you a happy time and we could afford this renovation, and then I get arrested for fraud, I'm going to take you down. I don't care if you're my husband.
But to counter that,
My
I go
self-preservation meter is just so high.
I go back to what you said 5 minutes ago, that she talks about having so many degrees, and if this
How can you be ignorant?
if this gets to discovery and they subpoena her phone records and her texts and her emails, and she says one thing that doesn't add up with what she said in the discussion you just talked about, well, then she's proven to be a liar. So,
And it's going to be really easy to prove she's a liar. Because she was the one wearing the jewelry after
Yes.
the burglary.
There's no way that she...
But could he have just claimed that on the sheet? Maybe he filled out the insurance sheet. I'm saying sometimes in relationships, it's like
And then
fully...
didn't tell her, hey, you probably shouldn't wear that.
And other clothes have been returned, like, years ago. Only she would know that. Realistically, she's the mastermind, yes? Probably, allegedly, maybe.
I would imagine she came up with everything, allegedly.
Because he's being super supportive. I mean, he came over to her in the middle of the reunion and was, like, really comforting her. So, like, he's not turning on her.
I think in the end, they're both...
The way you said it, you said he's prepared to take the fall.
Yeah,
Like, he's intending.
I would give this 5% that either one goes to trial. They're going to plead out.
Okay.
They're going to learn from Karen. They're going to listen to their lawyers. They're going to plead out and agree to pay back.
You think it's so bad that she talked about the burglary?
If they go to trial, yes.
Because if you said one thing differently, they're going to be like, here's your inconsistent story.
Yes.
So shut up. And that was Karen's point. She's like, shut your mouth.
There's no way the lawyers said, Wendy, you can talk about any of this. We've already cleared this up with the police. No.
Yeah, this was all in the police report, so you can talk about it. Because it's in the police report, don't talk about it. Because they're going to be like, here, you said this word, now you're saying this word.
Right, yep. They're both gonna plead out and have to pay a large sum of money.
Okay, so here's my final question. The Erica of it all, the Wendy of it all, the Karen of it all. Should Wendy be on the show next season if she is a felon? Or is she not going to be a felon? Does a plea deal mean you plead guilty?
You plead guilty, yes.
So you're a felon.
But maybe, oh gosh, because it's her, is she so narcissistic that she couldn't possibly plead guilty?
That's what I think.
Like,
the people do that, right? That's why Karen went to trial, right? She thought she was going to be found not guilty.
Yes,
even though she was guilty, literally.
Some people are too, like Karen, yes,
narcissistic.
Yes.
But I mean, that's a disorder when it's at that point when it clouds your judgment that much that you go to prison for it.
If you can see what Karen just went through and then think, I can beat that. Like, stop.
Oh my God, you are so spot on. And Karen literally like, shut up.
Yes, don't talk about the case. Don't talk about the burglary.
So did you answer me? Should Wendy be on the show?
Why would you, as Bravo, work with someone that pleads guilty to fraud and stealing money?
Should Karen be on the show?
No. If you're a felon, you shouldn't be on the show.
And technically, she's a violent felon, right? Because, I mean, she could have killed...
Wendy couldn't have killed somebody with her crime. Karen could.
So then don't we bring Wendy back? Don't we treat white-collar crimes differently? Listen, if we've had people back who have been in jail, don't we let Wendy back? Okay, and what about Erica? I know we didn't talk about her case this episode.
Her case has
but
been...
Did we bring her back?
Quick recap.
Oh, man.
She's being sued by the bankruptcy trustee in her ex-husband's case where he owes $25 million. She is being sued by that trustee for $25 million. She's also...
like a bankruptcy trust.
Being sued by... or she has a tax bill for like $8 million.
Yes.
Because she was from when she was married.
So basically, like, that's Tom suing her.
Yeah, so she owes a lot of money. Her case was supposed to go to trial last week, and they just agreed to extend it until April, or delay it until April, for one final time, giving her an opportunity to settle with the trustee. But, like, if you're asking for $25 million, you're not going to settle for less than 15.
Right?
So
she doesn't have that.
Yeah, she does not have that money. So it's...
So what do you do? Get your wages garnished? Like anyone who committed like a $20,000 tax fraud? Pay it till the day you die?
Yes. Sell... if you have any property, sell it. Sell your Erica Jane Masters if she even owns them. Like...
for what?
Whatever you can get.
$750,000 maybe.
Do you want... like, if I'm again,
His earrings worth $1 million. That was a storyline of a whole season.
Well, there you go.
Did you watch that season? I don't
No.
think you did. You would have hated her even more.
Do you
now.
think she wants to go to trial and have them go after her like crazy?
Of course not.
So then she's going to have
They
to...
could probably find her liable for worse.
I will be
is
shocked.
liable the word? Liable and liable. What?
Libel is like defamation. Liable is being accountable.
Okay.
Legally accountable. So...
Oh, it's like mushing the two words together. My Pokemon Go is broken, man.
So what does she do? She can't settle because she has no money. So you have to go to trial and hope that you
pay $500 a month for the rest of your life, and then the rest of your child's life, and their child's life,
Right.
and their child's life. Is that how it works? Like, how do people realistically ever actually recover this money? I used a lot of helper words there.
You don't, but you have to give something. Oh, like you just keep going.
It's owed, right?
Yes, it's owed. So if you...
But listen, I get so scared about inheriting debt that just comes from nowhere.
If you suddenly have... Let's say she writes a book and gets a deal for $2 million. Well, as soon as you get that money, look who's going to come calling, the court.
They're gonna decide on a percentage of her wages.
Yes.
So, like, when we're gonna look at your taxes, and if you made $900,000, then you're gonna give us $90,000.
Yes, they're going to take every bit of money you make. They're going to take some. They can't make you...
I, forgot percentages existed, and
Right.
I'm, a data person.
So Wendy would then be like, I'm not going to say I made this much.
Exactly.
And we're going to do more renovations.
Oh my gosh, people can just lie like that? I would not be able to sleep at night.
Well, Erica, if she's spending money, that's what they'd have to show, that she spent money and therefore owes it, from these victims. And if I'm Erica...
But if it's unknowingly... Oh, we're going to get into the pleading ignorance again. You think there's no way she doesn't know. You make that very clear. I think their situation, it's a lot more likely Erica knew less than Wendy knows.
I disagree. I think it's...
You think she took advantage of a
I don't know if she took advantage.
Very powerful...
But look at her as a person. She claims to be very smart. She's very calculating. She's very smart. You're telling me she won't... Oh, where did this $15 million come from, Tom?
No, she just married a rich dude.
There's no way.
She wasn't allowed to ask.
She
didn't know there was $15 million.
I feel like
She just passed over a credit card and it worked.
Let me make this statement. I feel like I'm being gaslit in all of these shows that husbands and wives don't talk about anything. It's...
I think it's really hard for you to understand the lives some of these women lead. I think that's very possible that they sat down for dinner once a week and talked about pleasantries, and then she went out to dinner and it was truly just about entertaining. I think she was the woman on his arm.
So the first time an article pops up accusing Tom of stealing money,
you don't go to your husband and say, "What is this about?"
Even if she didn't do that and sees the article and then more articles pop up and she keeps spending that money, so is she not liable then if she sees all of this?
Yeah, I guess if you're showing her excessive spending after that came out,
she doesn't then all of a sudden go oh crap,
way.
What money am I spending?
But then again, her life downsized significantly.
There again,
there was a notable difference in her spending and her habits.
You don't bring lawsuits you don't think you can win.
Right. So they think they're going to get money from her.
They obviously are either trying to strong arm her into settling or they're going to win at trial.
She says it looks bad for her.
Well, the tax bill alone is going to bankrupt her. So
It's not great.
She's going to have to settle with that too. Like
This is stressing me out. I wish money didn't exist. It's literally numbers on a page, and I'm mad about it.
Yeah.
Let's go watch Summer House.
Yeah.
And we need to come back.
That was 40 minutes.
We need to come back and talk about Summer House.
Why don't we have a separate... We'll have a Summer House episode separate of this.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Not
in the court
this 40
case.
minutes. But, like, people are talking about Summer House. I'm into it this season. Team Amanda, obviously, it goes without saying. I wish Paige was still on the show. Or, like, gave her commentary about it. I'm going to go see if she has been talking about it.
Okay. Bye, guys.
We love you guys. Goodbye.